Hello. I'm not doing well. I'm doing all right, but I'm still not doing well, so I'm trying to take some time off, but I have a busy brain. So I don't have any updates about my book, Mudroot, but what's happening in the world is quite hard to not look away, especially as Canadians, right? And I've been on some of my other accounts trying to basically try to ground people in reality, which is hard when there's a lot of misinformation. And I've realized an approach that can help with that many indigenous people around the world do. And because I was laying it out very plainly, very general, very easy to digest and understand, I just want to let you know that my account is suspended over there. Fascinating, isn't it? So why am I happy? It means that what I am saying is true. My so-called theory and experience makes sense. And because in Canada, I live in Canada, and I have my own lived experience with living in this country, I know that my lived experience is a danger to their narrative. And so a lot of times my busy mind is trying to figure out ways to solve a problem, because I'm someone who needs to solve a problem, especially when people take away my comfort and my citizens' comfort. Because even though I have a love-hate relationship with human beings, I do like people. I'm just autistic. I have sensory issues. Sometimes people are overwhelming, but I still like them. I still enjoy seeing people happy. I enjoy people getting a little treat. I enjoy that stuff. And so if you screw with that, we have a problem. And our approach to combating hate is differently than Americans. I see it as a lot of their stuff gets toppled over onto our stuff. And their approach to combating hate is different than ours. And it's just because we govern ourselves differently. And through history, a lot of people in this country helped with evolving this country into what it is today. And on the world stage, in my lived experience, Canada is more of a supportive country than the main players, or were the main players in the empire of our history. So we can't do what Americans do. We can't combat it like they do, because it's not how we do things. And so we need to approach it in the way that we do things, because we have to stop this in any way we can, and we have to be creative about it. And because someone is controlling the narrative and using truth with lies, it's hard to ground yourself. So in a lot of when you deal with trauma and you learn about trauma and how trauma works and how it happens and how someone in a position of power controls you, you can apply that to anything. So yeah, my account is suspended, and so that means it's working. I have been always suppressed on that account. I thought I wasn't very engaging. I thought, I mean, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not what Gen Z girls look like right now. I don't. So no one would give me the time of day, right? No one does. No one gives me the time of day. But because I'm recording and maybe you're curious of what I have to say, because I'm very good at cutting through BS, that is my skill. That is my power. And I tend to not talk a lot or speak because listening is a very powerful tool as well. People will tell you who they are without you even uttering a word. And you know how I know that? Because the indigenous people in this country were trying to teach the kids that lesson. So, listen, talk about your lived experience. Don't have to debate, don't have to, teach about history, but come from it in an approach that it is about your lived experience rather than what happened years ago, centuries ago, that you weren't around for. Because history does repeat itself. So even in my lifetime, I have examples of when hate and bigotry became so bad and so violent that the aftermath still affects generations. So anyway, follow me. I will hopefully have my count up when I'm done suspended, but I may talk about this stuff here, I may not. I'm trying to write a book, a story, which is basically a fantasy story about colonialism in my, vision of it. We all have our own experience with colonial countries. So it's literally that in a fantasy story about a wizard and a knight who come from a colonial empire, who have wiped out an ancestry, a culture, and these two characters who feel odd in the world, feel different, suddenly start to learn the teachings of this civilization that would have embraced them if they knew another way to learn. And because Mudroot has a hard time reading and writing, he wasn't indoctrinated like the others, because they use the tools that we use to ground ourselves. And when they take that away, we don't know how to ground ourselves. And so we are heavily focused on the written word, and that is the problem. We keep saying that people are illiterate. What the hell are you talking about? This phone, I am reading constantly subtitles. People are writing. They might not be very good at writing, but they're reading and they're writing. They're not comprehending, yes, but they're not illiterate. We use phones daily. They know phone numbers. People are very good at reading now. So it's not that. It is people manipulating people in thinking we are something we are not. Anyway, that's my thought. Follow me. I'm a little gremlin.